Today I'll be doing a tutorial on how to make terrain in Fortnite. This will be a short video and it will really just show you guys how to make terrain. I'll be showing you how to make chapter 2 and the new chapter 4 terrain. I will not be covering the other terrains because I do not want to make those terrains and they will be least used in BR maps and other maps. So this is going to mostly be focused on BR map. So if you're trying to make a BR map now, I'm going to be showing you guys how to make terrain. So a very simple way of making terrain is for chapter 2 terrain is very simple. So you go over here and you go down to terrain. This is the easiest way to find it, and yeah, you go completely down and you find yourself the Shark Cliff Gallery. Don't know why it's not called the chapter 2 gallery, but whatever. Chapter 2 terrain. So you go over and you get your pieces, right? So you get this and this and this. And maybe you also want to get this piece. I'd advise you to not get this one. So yeah. So you see online, they usually see those really cool mountains. So let me show you how to make it. So here is how you make the circle piece. You first get this piece from the Shark Cliff Gallery. Then you place it down. Make sure your grid stamp is on 8. Then place it. Then rotate it to be on the same side as, so you know, like the opposite side of the other terrain piece, and do this on each side and you get yourself a perfect terrain circle. You can do this with old terrain, but this one's a lot more better. Now you got your really good terrain. So now what you're gonna do, so if you're just doing this, you could do this. If you wanted to, you can maybe add like Lego pieces to it. But this is a really short, like little like terrain. What if you wanted it to be like a mountain? So you get your piece, and don't do that. You go over and press all, and you can put it at any height. I'll put it at this height. Then you do the same thing you did last time, and you rotate it around. If I can rotate it here, and there you go. Very simple, very easy. Now you go over and get yourself this. Now this is not actually the proper way of making a mountain, I've realized, but this was my old way of making mountains. So yeah, but you could do this if you wanted to, but I don't think this is the best way to do it. But it does kind of look nice, but this is definitely one way to not do it. I'll show you the actual way to do it. Okay, so the proper way to do it is just reselect these pieces you just got, alright? Don't. Get the one piece. Okay, so now plan out your terrain. Do this, alright? You place them right beside your, so like this. You do this, alright? Place them right beside each other, like this. Don't place it like this. Well, you could, but it will look really weird. Place it like this. So usually you'd see it like this. Press 2 times to do that, and then start placing it. Maybe you also want to rotate it a little bit, so not rotate, like move it a little bit like this. So move it to the side, and maybe you want to do like a little terrain circle thing here. So you know, you want to make a perfect circle here. No, like the most perfect circle. So I'll get to you guys at the very soon here. I'm just gonna finish this. Once I finish this, you'll see. Let me cut to that part right now.
So yeah.
Okay, so now you have your little terrain. Now, you're probably wondering, what do I do now? Well, go over and select your 4 pieces right here, and this is how you do it. You go over and you start placing them. Now make sure there's no spots where you can see the line. You can also do this with normal terrain, but it would look a little bit more scuffed, so I would advise you to probably do this. I think it looks a little bit better. I know it may cost you a little bit more space, but this is one way I've done it. So you can see right here, that once I place them all, now obviously if my piece was a little bit more bigger, then obviously this would be costing less space, so maybe you want to use maybe you want to resize yours, but your terrain. But you can see that we just finished this terrain, and there could be little patches of hole, doesn't matter, it wouldn't really affect the game that much, so don't worry, it won't affect the game. Okay, so now that's how you make your little terrain right there. So to add maybe a little bit more detail to the terrain, maybe do this with the terrain, maybe add some of this, and you know, it would look really nice. So if you want to, you can go over and do this, you can go over and maybe spin it around a little bit, and it will look a little bit nice. So there you go, and there's your perfect, totally perfect terrain. Okay, so there we go, that is that section done. Now let's go through this flat, low terrain here. So let's just go through it. So let's go over and get this, and here's the flat piece. Very simple. Now you can also do it like this. Now one way to make sure it's on the build snap is to do this. Then go over and make sure it's on grid snapper 8 or 4 and place it a little bit up like that. Now you know that it is on the right like level to build on. So now place multiple here, and let's just add like this. This is very simple. You add it like right, I can't see that much, but right there. Then you add this right here. Then you also add maybe other, you know how it's gonna be. But this is a very simple way of doing it. Nah, I'm not doing this part. Okay, so now you want to build with chapter 4 terrain, and man oh man, this is very easy terrain to work with. But there's a problem. Chapter 4 terrain has different type of terrain. If you can see here, there is no flat terrain. It's not flat, and even if you put it upside down, it's still not flat. Now that's not the biggest problem in the world, I will say, but some parts could be not flat, and you can see that, you know, certain parts could just be like, there's like a little bit more grass going up. So yeah, but these are really easy terrain, and I'll pick ones that are really easy to use here. This one's a really good like piece to use in this one. Okay, so you're making your terrain. Okay, so let's go over and do this. Alright, it's very simple, and this part's way too dark. So you can see here that if you place this down and you place this terrain down, it's very simple, but make sure that it is on the right level if you want to have buildings or houses and you're making it into a build map. So yeah, you can see here that sometimes the level of terrain does change, and it could affect your builds a little bit because the grass could be going through the floor. So yeah, I would say just be careful of that. So let's just say you want to make like a little hill right here, and maybe lower this, maybe make this like less higher, and then maybe going grid snap 0, and maybe make this a little bit more flat, and then do this, maybe do this right here, and it looks actually pretty nice. Then you want to use this piece maybe to make like a little spot, and maybe you also want to put this right here. So like you want to put it right here. So chapter 4 terrain is kind of weird in a way. It's not like chapter 2 terrain, but I think you guys get used to it as it's very simple though. So yeah, you can see right here I put that, and I don't have to worry about any holes that are here. I could also use this terrain piece a little bit, just to, you know, maybe add to the sides a little bit more, and add maybe more depth to it, make it look a little bit more nice, like this. And yeah, that is how you make easy terrain. This is very simple terrain to make, and I will say is probably the easiest type of terrain. Chapter 2 terrain, kind of will take you some time to make. So yeah, but here's the other types of terrain I built. Here's chapter 1, no, chapter 2, chapter 4, and I'll count this as chapter 3. And I'll go through this on how to make a battle royale map. That'll be the next video, and that video will be 10 times longer than any of my other videos, so you may want to stick to watch that whole video. So yeah, I hope you liked this video, guys, and I spent some time in this video by editing it, adding some stuff, and by the way, the thumbnail may not look the same soon later today, so yeah, hope you guys like this video, and yeah, if you want more videos like this, like and subscribe, and yeah, peace out.